too many fights and letting people leave, because the more they do that, the more information they're giving to several teams who definitely could come back to bite them later on in this map here on Sandhog. But Mega immediately taking high ground, and why wouldn't you? Now we've got on the screens, let's talk about this team, John. These teams are very much like a bulldozer. They did not look like a preliminary team to me whatsoever. They look like they very much deserve to be here. I describe it like this: the two SEA teams that didn't make it into the global finals, I feel like that was kind of a given. Just the other two teams were just way better, and it was a given, these two making it in, especially from the performance. Now I wouldn't say that if I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah.
And with Mega with 110 plus points in the prelims, I feel like I'm confident saying that.
Fair enough. Well, they've taken a position to the east side of Quarry. That means that if there is a western shift on this next circle, they're going to have to figure out their path. There's a lot of people at the moment just to the east of Boot Camp, so maybe staying on the east side of Quarry could prove to be an advantage moving forwards. For sure, and to be honest with you, Mega, they're used to playing in this position. They're used to playing on the back foot. They play edge a lot of times, and the reason I call them a bulldozer is because they just slowly make their way in from the edge side, just pushing teams aside. We've got Stork on the screen right now. This man is a clutch nightmare for so many teams. I mean, speaking of bulldozers, right? Like, this guy absolutely led his team to victory. Beautiful stuff to be able to qualify for these global stages, guaranteed to be in the prize pool. Just does not stop. One of the biggest fraggers for his squad and in his region too.
And also, in surprising situations, you will see him frag out. We'll see what he can actually do today and the 2 days following after this. But Stalker is definitely a guy we need to keep our eyes on. Next circle, now about to pop, and this is when things are going to start to get a little bit more, I guess, chaotic, a little bit hairy for a lot of these teams, because you've got 64 alive, 16 teams remaining, everyone keeping a very wide berth of one another, not wanting to come into contact anytime soon. But, you know, this is definitely what I would call a gunpowder keg situation. At some point, it's going to go off.
Let's hope it's... Some teams have been dampening their gunpowder to try and keep it from popping out, but it's going to be pretty tricky with the quality, the caliber of these teams on board. Their fight's going to be so clean. At least I hope they will be. I'm hoping to see some good, clean fights to come on through. But as you say, the powder keg does continue to rumble. The southwestern side of the circle really heavily occupied right now.
Yeah, this is the issue for a lot of these teams now, because they're going through a lot of contested ground all the way around just beneath Paradise Resort and to the east of Boot Camp. There's many hills that a lot of teams use for scouting early on, and they'll post up there early and just wait for a team to wander through and then pounce, and they'll get a nice free team wipe, unless that team is turning around and absolutely destroying you from the other end of things. But we'll see if that does happen. Usually when you have the drop on the other team, you've got a significant advantage there, John.
Soul, currently playing near Barn, might come into contact with Mega if they're unlucky. Mega giving it a wide berth, though, so they might just try and send it around the side and try and insert themselves over towards the north of Camp Bravo. But Cloud9, they're currently sat just to the west of Paradise Resort. You can see them on your screen. They're getting their eyes out. They're getting the ear to the ground and getting all the info they need.
Yes, this is a nice position, because they can pretty much move into any area they want from here on the roadside, and they're also able to gatekeep most teams who are coming in from the western side of the map. And we're looking at RRQ, who's coming over the bridge right now. Back to Soul on our screen, just next to Barn. Good thing they got out there early. It's very much just a ditch down there in Barn.
Look at how focused Mortal is right now. You can see him in the bottom left, just put up in the zone for Soul.
Now, Mortal's a very interesting player, because we didn't actually expect him to be in the global finals. Not because the team isn't good, because he actually stated he was retiring before the whole PMCO started. But his friend Viper, there's a couple of other players on the team who are new. His friend Viper said, look, I need you to come back in one more time. Very much a John Wick situation. He was stepping back in to the fray. And I think it showed definitely the beginning, but as he's warmed up, feels like a lot of his skills have started to return now. But here we go.
Oh dear. There's Mega actually coming into contact with Team Queso. They're taking a little bit of a fight. It's Mega who get taken one first. They don't want to move any further. I think they have just lost their scout, so they are now completely isolated. Team Queso hold their